right, so you stand right here.
I'll be right here, yes.
Supposedly right next to you.
Okay, perfect. I may have a little bit of signing space if I bump you. Sorry about that. There we
Megan, let us know it's go time. What? It's hot. Okay, Megan. We'll just wait a few minutes then. I can scan my script for puns. You feeling all right? Is everything okay? Everything all right?
You're gonna do great. Puns or not?
Thank you. Thank you. Need more people like this around me. Maybe you're gonna do fine. I don't want to stand by Troy. Troy's looking too good today. Yeah, we all agreed except for Maggie. I think she thinks Reggie is. Yeah. Her vote goes with Reggie. I don't want to say next to Troy. He looks more like how a mayor should look than I do.
There you go. Enjoy the stream.
All right, we're on. All right. Hey, good morning, everyone. Thanks for coming out today. It was a little too rainy last week for us to be outside, so we're glad the weather is cooperating for the moment and allows us to be here to celebrate the improvements at Nomar. We have several things to talk about today, and at the end, we'll have an official ribbon cutting for the new shade structure, so please be sure to stick around. We can't utilize the shade until we cut the ribbon, and thus that's why we're all now in the sun. So before we get started on the ribbon cutting, we do want to read a proclamation recognizing Nurses Week. So we are just really happy to have Dr. Lee with us. So Dr. Lee, if you would come on up, we can. It's Nurses Month, not Nurses Week. Dr. Lee, it was exactly this time last year when we did one of these, according to my Facebook timeline app.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and read the proclamation. It's a proclamation of the city of Wichita, Kansas, founded in 1870. Whereas 2.6 million registered nurses in the United States constitute our nation's largest healthcare profession. And whereas the depth and breadth of the registered nursing profession meets the different and emerging healthcare needs of the American population in a wide range of settings, including the front line of the pandemic. And whereas the demand for registered nursing services will be greater than ever because of the aging American population, emerging health challenges, the continuing expansion of life-sustaining technologies, and the explosive growth of the home healthcare services. And whereas, along with the American Nurses Association, the Wichita Central County Nurses Society has declared May as Nurses Month with the theme, You Make a Difference. With appreciation for nurses' unparalleled impact during the pandemic and other contributions to healthcare. So now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Brandon Whipple, Mayor of the City of Wichita, Kansas, along with the Wichita City Council, do hereby proclaim May 2022 as National Nurses Month in the City of Wichita and encourage citizens to celebrate registered nurses' accomplishments and efforts to improve our healthcare system and show our appreciation for Wichita's registered nurses, not just during the month, but at every opportunity throughout the year.
On behalf of the Wichita Central County Nurses Society, of which I am president, we thank Mayor Whipple very much and the City Council for this proclamation. It did occur exactly a year ago. May 12th, Florence Nightingale, the mother of modern nursing, was born May 12th in Florence, Italy. So that is the day that's been picked out to proclaim it across the country. Nurses serve in many, many roles, and sometimes I think we forget the roles of those of us that work in the community with the mentally ill, the families at home, the elderly like I do at La Familia Senior Center, along with, of course, the episodic nurses that serve in hospitals. We have 60,000 registered nurses in Kansas, and if we add in the LPNs, we have almost 70,000 nurses in Kansas. And I wanted to share today that Wichita was the founding city of the State Nurses Association in 1912 in Philharmonic Hall, Wichita, Kansas. So we're a historic city for the founding of nursing in the state of Kansas. Thank you.
I don't know if, I guess she's tweeting. She doesn't want to take a picture of it. So,
Did you want to?
so.
Thanks a lot. Really appreciate it.
Thank you very
course.
much.
So next I'd like to invite up Councilmember Hoheisel, who is here to discuss a great event coming up that will help beautify a key Broadway corridor. So Councilmember?
All right, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Before we get started, on behalf of the Brush Up Broadway team, I'd like to present you with one of our t-shirts. That way, that way people at Brush Up Broadway know who the leadership is. So if you're out there with us next weekend, look for the pink shirts. They're pretty snappy, designed by Becca Johnson. These were also printed by a company that is in the South Central Broadway corridor. So this is a homegrown t-shirt. So just wanted to present you with that. I think you would look great in it, Mr. Mayor. I look forward to seeing a couple of selfies later on, posted on Twitter. So just
Of me cleaning up South Broadway with you.
of you in a t-shirt at least. I want one of the t-shirts.
All right.
So. All right. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Last year, WPD, led by Patrol South, and the efforts of Officer Anthony Villegas, organized the first ever Brush Up Broadway event. I'm going to have him come up here and talk about it here in a sec, but I'd like to recognize a few other people. Richard Ruth, head of WIN, who's going to be helping with this year and Brush Up Broadway or Brush Up ICT events in the future. We have Teresa Cook from the South Central Neighborhood Association. Adam Barlow Thompson and Katherine Johnson unfortunately couldn't be here today, but they are with the neighboring movement and vital partners with us as well. The great Bill Stouffer, who's organizing a Art in the Park event right afterwards, Festival of the Arts event at Lincoln Park immediately afterwards. And of course, Officer Villegas, this was his brainchild, his baby. He carried it through last year, and he's very instrumental in all the good things we have going on South Broadway. And last but certainly not least, Becca Johnson, the CSR, who has been working tirelessly with all involved individuals on this. So I want to make sure they get the recognition they deserve. And Officer Villegas, if you'd come forward and just let us know a bit of the background on this. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Well, as Councilmember Hoheisel said, last year was our inaugural event for Brush Up. We called it Brush Up Broadway at the time. Our Broadway corridor team, community response teams, and police patrol units, as well as community policing, worked really hard in this area to lower instances of crime. And since we saw such good results, we thought we needed to supplement and try to bring up and revitalize the area. So introducing Brush Up Broadway as an idea to kind of clean up the area, allow volunteers from all across the city to come down and support the area and uplift it a little bit was a phenomenal success. We had a lot of really good volunteer groups come and help us, and we had so much good momentum that we wanted to carry it into this year. So basically, it's as it says, we are going to brush up an area of Wichita. So we're going to go down and pick up trash and then paint over some graffiti, and then I'll kind of hang out at the park afterwards at Lincoln Park and talk about future plans for maybe putting up some murals and kind of livening up that space and getting some interactive and some positive foot traffic down into that area. As Councilmember Hoheisel said, this couldn't have been possible this year without Wichita Independent Neighborhoods, members of the South Central Neighborhood Association. They've all done a very good job of communicating and being involved and just really advocating for themselves, and I greatly appreciate them. So we look forward to holding this event next weekend on the 21st, and hopefully we can look forward to other brush up events throughout the city of Wichita as we move forward and try to grow this event. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce partners from WIN. If you'd like to come on up here. Richard Ruth is going to speak just for a moment about his organization.
Thank you. Hey, everybody. So my name is Richard Ruth. I'm the president of Wichita Independent Neighborhoods. Volunteers, once again, are going to be coming from all over the city to meet in 4 areas of Broadway, beginning at 8 a.m. Those areas where we're going to meet are at Cozine Memorial Group, the Broadway Mortuary at 1147 South Broadway, Emmanuel Baptist Church at 1415 Topeka, and then 2 other areas, 1823 South Broadway and 2208 South Broadway. You'll be on the lookout for folks wearing these pink t-shirts. Volunteers can check in with one of us before we break up into different groups and begin collecting garbage, hauling away large items, working on cutting down brush and stuff in the alleyways. And gloves and trash bags will be provided, so we look forward to seeing you out there. And now we're going to hear from Mr. Bill Sofer.
Greetings, everyone. I want to encourage everybody after the Brush Up Broadway event, if they would come out to Lincoln Park. If you're not familiar with that, that's the park that's just south of the Fighter Fighters Memorial and the Firefighters Museum. We're going to have great artists there. We'll be there presenting their works. They are from the area, so I'm very proud to host them and have them there. We're going to have food trucks, and we're going to have live music on the stage. And that park, if you're not familiar with it, needs a lot of love. It hasn't seen that in a long time. So I want to encourage everybody to come out, and I want to thank Councilmember Hoheisel, Mayor Brandon Whipple for really helping us along the way.
All right, y'all, thank you so much for letting us be out here and talk to you. If you have any other information you need on this event, you can visit the District 3 Facebook page for both the Brush Up Broadway event as well as the Sobro Art Gathering. You can also reach out to me directly if you have questions or are interested in donating supplies. My email is rejohnson@wichita.gov. We also want to give a giant thank you to Troy Houtman and the Director of Parks and Recs for helping us with using Lincoln Park as well as utilizing a lot of the resources that Parks and Rec supplies. And you can look forward to future brush up events in other neighborhoods coming to you in the rest of 2022. Whether you are going to volunteer or not, we just really love to see you out on that day on South Broadway. Thank you.
All right, so thank you to everyone in South Wichita for organizing and bringing the community together for such a great cleanup event. I look forward to being there hopefully this weekend and being able to be part of that. So with that, the next thing, or finally, we're here to celebrate the improvements of trains. Maybe we can. All right, I think we're a little less honking right now. So finally, we're here to celebrate the improvements at Nomar Plaza, making the space more versatile and able to be used throughout the year. We began working on this structure when we doubled down on the efforts to activate the plaza and breathe new life into this area of the city. So here to tell us more is Park and Recreation Director Troy Houtman. Troy.
Thank you, Mayor. And that's all I got to say about that. That's a joke.
I was going to say, Troy, take it back now? Here we go.
So it's a little bit difficult with the train, but I'm not exactly sure all what you covered. But first of all, this is a project that we've been working on for about 2 years, actually prior to the pandemic. And I recall meeting with Ana Lopez, with some community folks to talk about this opportunity and an opportunity to bring commerce to this area, an opportunity to have some economic impact to this area. So we were really excited to meet with the community to talk about how can we make improvements to this location. And we got this idea of this shade structure because we know that here in Kansas it's awful hot and we always need extra shade. So Ana Lopez, can you raise your hand? I want to make sure that you get the credit that you deserve because you are the person that really was the catalyst for all this to happen. So thank you very much. So we did go through the council office and started working on this. So we did raise some funds to make this happen. So over 2.5 years later, here we are. We got this nice, beautiful structure, and we have to thank LK Architecture. If you guys could raise your hand, LK. Those are the folks that helped us with the design. They really worked on all the colors and really making it look like it was not added to the building, but always a part of this building. So great thank you to you guys. Snodgrad, you guys are the folks that put it in the ground. If you guys could raise your hand. The contractors that did the work on this project, they did a fantastic job. We gave them a really tight schedule, and they did it before our Open Streets event, and so we were actually able to use this site for our Open Streets Nomar. So we were really excited that that happened, and we thank you guys for the hard work that you guys to put this all together. You guys endured some really bad wind and some rain to make this happen, so thank you very much. Yes. So as always, it takes a team to make all this happen. As one of my employees talks about this, Reggie, teamwork makes the dream work, and that's what he always talks about all the time. So with that, I think we're pretty excited to get to the next step if we're ready to do some ribbon cutting here.
All right, so Councilmember Ballard, since this is in District 6, if you can come forward, and everybody else who's involved in the ribbon cutting, let's go ahead and make it official. Also, representatives from Power Evergreen, park staff, just everyone who's here for this, please come on forward.